Good evening, folks. Welcome to Ardmale Church. My name's John Blek. White as a lily, as fragile as lace, torn by the branches on your wedding day. She said I was, she said I was good for nothing. I disagree. Cold as the ice on the car's windscreen, frozen and cracking and torn at the seams. She said I was, she said I was good for nothing. I disagree. She was like the setting sun, and now the ground she lay upon, the shadows lengthen, disappear, 'cause that's all they can do. Wait by the corner to watch the cars pass, ribbons on bonnets and dresses to match. She said I was, she said I was good for nothing. I disagree. Thanks, folks. That was a song called Lace. The song is the opening track from an album that I released in 2017 called Catharsis Volume 1. Very pretentious title, but that'll tell you a little bit about me. This next song I'm going to play for you is a song called Empty Pockets. In a former life, about a decade ago, I worked in a musical instrument shop in Cork City called Crowley's Music Centre. I was there for about a year and a half prior to it closing down, and it was an incredible job. I loved it. On a daily basis, we had a whole host of characters coming in to visit us, but there was this one particular man, a homeless man, who used to come in daily, and he'd walk up to the counter and he'd say, "Would it be okay if I played some guitar down the back for a little while?" And of course, we were happy to oblige, as it seemed like something that was important to him, but it was something that made very little difference to us. This man would go down the back of the shop and he would take the most expensive guitar off the wall and he'd plug it into the biggest amp that he could find. And he'd start playing and creating this music that it can only be described as otherworldly or insane or both. Music, certainly, that a normal person was never going to create. Years later, I was reading a newspaper article, and the headline was, "Homeless man Conor O'Hagan passes away in Tullamore, County Offaly." And next to it was a picture of this man. And it struck me, I had never even known his name. It was Conor O'Hagan. I read on through the article, and there was an interview with his father, who is still alive and lives actually down in West Cork as it happens. But he was saying that Conor was not a man who was upset about his circumstance or his environment. He had chosen his way of life. His line was, "I'm not homeless, I'm just following the sky." And that's what inspired this next song. The Ballad of Conor O'Hagan, or a song called Empty Pockets. Following the sky, sleep beneath the stars, fever in my mind, freedom in my heart. I lost touch, I let go, searching for something more. With these rusted strings, I will make my fortune, singing for my supper on every corner. I hear voices in my head. Why am I so easily led? Come the night, I'll lay down in the park, empty pockets, freedom in my heart, nothing to lose, so nothing can be lost. This is my fortune, what is the cost? I wander weary through streets of strangers, see their daily dealings, going through the motions. You say I'm sick, I say free, but I don't need your sympathy. Come the night, I'll lay down in the park, empty pockets, freedom in my heart, nothing to lose, so nothing can be lost. This is my fortune, what is the cost? Is my body failing? Are my lungs collapsing? I am barely breathing, but my mind is racing. I leave life a wayward son, but I felt more than anyone. Come the night, I'll lay down in the park, empty pockets, freedom in my heart, nothing to lose, so nothing can be lost. This is my fortune, what is the cost? Thank you. Oh, man. It's a pretty wild year we've been having here in 2020, but we have to make the most of these things as best we can, I suppose, and hence why I'm here in this beautiful, beautiful room singing these songs. Over the last 5 or 6 months, I've only really been singing in my living room at home or in the little studio that I have down the back of my house. And it's a pleasure to get into a large room again and hear the voice bouncing off the walls for a change, rather than it just being myself. This next song is a song called Hannah, and it's about this life that I lead, or this life that I led pre the pandemic. I've been a musician for the last 15 or so years. As soon as I was old enough to be allowed into a pub, I was sitting next to a fire singing whatever songs they wanted in order to get paid and to get fed a pint. This next song, Hannah, is loosely based on the opening lines of a Townes Van Zandt song, and those lines say, "Living on the road, my friend, is going to keep you free and clean." I have discovered that is bullshit. But now you wear your skin like iron and your breath is as hard as kerosene. That's a hell of a lot closer to the truth. This is my take on it. Give me water for my whiskey, for there's bitterness in me. I did not come here for your counsel, just a drink to sleep easy. And I'll do all that I can do to get back home to you, Hannah. There's no champagne or chandeliers when my working day is done. Just a cold bed in some old hotel after all my songs are sung. And I'll do all that I can do to get back home to you. Yeah, I'll do all that I can do to come on home to you, Hannah. I'm so hungry and high with longing for your skin. All I need now is you, lady, and a chance to rest again. And I'll do all that I can do to get back home to you. Yeah, I'll do all that I can do to come on home to you, Hannah. beckoning me on home. I will write every ink stained sheet, know that it is for you. Every single drop of it, though the pull of the tide is stronger now, I'll return to your side somehow. I know you will guide me home like the lighthouse in the storm. I know you will see this through, North Star lady, I'll follow you. There are those who have never known, never had the courage, never willing to let go, spit the words trapped down in your lungs out into the ether, for the only way you're down, and the toll that it takes on the body, and the sound that it makes when you set it free. I know you will guide me home like the lighthouse in the storm. I know you will see this through, North Star lady, I'll follow you. Thank you. So, that was a song called North Star Lady. I'm trying to find my way home after all those tours. In 2018, I think it was, in early March, maybe it was late February, I can't remember exactly, but I found myself in Louisville in Kentucky, and that's a city where I have a few friends, namely a guitar player by the name of Nathan Salzberg and a singer and songwriter by the name of Joan Shelley. And I had the good fortune to convince them to come into the studio with me for a couple of days and record a few songs. This is one of them that we did. It's a duet, a song called The Body. Here we go. Laura, don't you leave me, though you love another. I heard you calling out to him in your sleep so restless. The body knows what it wants with certainty and confidence. Well, John, I cannot stay here, for this has no meaning. I've grown fond of another. My mind body knows what it wants with certainty and confidence. But Laura, will he care for you as honestly as I do? And if your heart a changeling, maybe I could change too. Well, I've grown weary of you, the late nights and the drink too. Your foolish sense of duty, it means nothing to me. The body knows what it wants with certainty and confidence. Be wise with your decision, for there is no returning. And if you leave me, Laura, there'll be no second chances. I've thought and I've decided, the choice it was made easy. My lover, he's a fair man. Tonight I will leave with him. The body knows what it wants with certainty and confidence. The body knows what it wants with certainty and confidence. Thank you. So I released a new album in early February this year. It was either the 1st or the 7th, whichever one of them is a Friday, and if they're both Fridays, you decide. But it's called The Embers, and this is another of the songs from it. A song called Kira Waiting, a song about my very patient other half, who, whilst I'm off driving around Europe and the UK and Ireland playing gigs, she is patiently at home. This is for her. Soon, my dear Kira, waiting. I know I try your patience. Left at the woods and right at the station. Down country roads despite reservations. The heart of the hillside, the mouth of the river. Do you see the light from the flame that I'm holding for you? These paths only take me further, but I left a trail back to you under the overpass into the city, down to the Bowery. I was looking for pity. The Southland was closed and the buses weren't running. Do you see the light from the flame that I'm holding for you? I have been known to be lost on my own and be found in the arms of my lover. Soon, my dear Kira, waiting, I'll keep these candles burning, fuel for the fire to hold back the darkness, head full of science, the heart of the artist. Days go so slow, absence stretches the time. Do you see the light from the flame that I'm holding for you? Thank you. This is the second duet that I'm going to play for you today, and unfortunately, as you may have noticed already, due to the financial constraints cast upon me in this current economic climate, I'm going to have to be performing both male and female roles. If you notice any changes in the timbre of my voice or physically even, please do not be alarmed. I'm just merely getting into the role, method acting, so to speak. This one is a song called Lightness versus Weight, as I said, based on a book that I read and I didn't understand, and I'm okay with admitting that. Was the cool of the morning, and two bodies lay side by side as though they'd been slain. But who was the hunter and who was the prey? Shall I stay another night, or will you send me away? Touches a noose and your arms are the rope wrapped firmly around me in my slender throat. If anyone knew I was laying with you, I'd be hung from the gallows and you would be too. There's a lightness in this and a weight that I'll miss. Lover, shall I stay? have grown empty, mean nothing no more. My wife's a good woman, but not the one I need. Shall I stay another night, or will you have me leave? Well, how can I trust you, your adulterous tongue? How do I know I am the only one? Your words mean nothing to this unlistening ear. Rise and go, I don't want you here. There's a lightness in this and a weight that I'll miss. Lovers, shall I stay? In the black of the night, in the blue of the day, lovers, shall I stay? Thank you. Okay. This next one I'm going to play for you is a song called The Black Water. The Black Water is, to me, it's one thing. To others, it's different, but it's a phrase, I suppose, and two words used very commonly in folk music, looking back to Anne Briggs and later Bert Janss's versions of Blackwater Side and things like that. It's just a very beautiful and poignant pairing of words. For me, the Blackwater is very literal. It is the river that flows through the hometowns of both of my parents and their parents, in fact. My family kind of almost all hail from North County Cork in Fermoy and Kilworth. The Blackwater is the river that flows through there, as I'm sure all of you know yourselves. And this is my ode to that river, that both giver and quite often taker of life, and its ability to flood the town of Fermoy on a fairly regular basis and destroy the place. Blackwater. Water rose and I couldn't get down. Found myself stuck on high ground. Drowned the streets upon which we grew. Broke the banks of the Blackwater. Broke the banks of the Blackwater. Roaring down the road to Rue. Everything you thought you knew, the good, the bad, the false and true. Bury the steeple neath the Blackwater. Bury the steeple neath the Blackwater. I'll hold my head above the water, my love, until the day the dove returns with proof of you. Rising higher than the sycamore,
Line the streets where we lived before. Gather your families and climb aboard. Be covered in the black water, be buried in the black water. I'll hold my head above the water, my love, until the day the dove returns with proof of. I'll hold my head above the water, my love, until the day the dove returns with proof of you.
Thank you. Okay. This next song I'm going to play for you is a song called Needle and Thread. And it's a song that I wrote years ago for two friends of mine who are getting married. I'm 33 now, and it seems like everyone is tying the knot. And as a result, I'm going to a lot of weddings, and I mean, they're not cheap. A friend of mine refers to his wedding invitations as invoices at this point, and I think he might not be far from the truth. Because of what I do for a job, my friends often ask me if I'll, play at the ceremony or the drinks reception or at some part of the day, and frankly, I'm more than happy to oblige, as it's an easy way to give someone a gift, and it's a beautiful thing to be involved in that day for two people that you love and admire. Two friends in particular were getting married about 4 or 5 years ago, and they asked me if I would actually write them a song that they could walk back down the aisle to after they were married. And I was, as I said, more than happy to oblige, as frankly it was the cheapest wedding present I've ever given anyone. And it's not even 3 minutes long. It's this next song, a song called Needle and Thread. It's a song that focuses on the little things. It says that perhaps we don't always have the financial means to buy our loved ones the things that we think that they deserve, but we'll do whatever it is that we do best to let them know that we care. It's a song that says, if you are a chef, you cook your partner a beautiful meal. If you're a carpenter, you build them something from wood. If you're a songwriter, you write them a song. If you're a painter, you paint them a beautiful portrait. It's that simple. And this is it.
With a needle and thread, I will stitch you a gown of the finest of silks I can find in this town, with the gentlest of touch and the slightest of thread, with the skill of a surgeon, I so lace to the hem. And though my pocket's empty, not a penny to share, oh, needle and thread, let me show her I care. With a hammer and nail from a strong old oak tree, I will fashion a bed if you would lie with me. The shape of the wood formed by chisel and plane, by the hands of a man who may still love in vain. And though my pocket's empty, not a penny to share, oh, hammer and nail, let me show her I care. And though my pocket's empty, I am honest and true, and all that I do, I will do it for you. Thank you. The problem with this situation and this particular instrument that I was playing here next to me is ordinarily there would be rapturous applause which drown out the continual droning of this acoustic instrument that simply you can't switch off. But in this environment you just have to wait till it stops. That's all right. This next one is a song called The Night and the Liquor, and this is for anyone who can't wait for the pub doors to open again. Oh, when the night is in my head and the liquor's in my veins, I will run my mouth around all the bars in town again. So let me drink till I'm full, and let me sing till I'm sore. The ashtray says I've been here too long, but my glass still overflown. I will smoke till the clouds have filled the room, till my weary pains are gone. So let me drink till I'm full, and let me sing till I'm sore. I know this is no life, but it's mine. Let me lay my head on the bar a while, for my bed's too far to roam. It is empty now that she has gone, and my house it is no home. So let me drink till I'm full, and let me sing till I'm sore. I know this is no life, but it's mine. Thank you. I'm actually going to finish up on this next one. So, thank you for your company. As remote as it is, I appreciate it. Wherever you are, wherever you're listening in from, be it in Cashel or be it further afield, thank you for tuning in. A massive thank you to the crew here and to Cashel Arts Festival for having me and for looking after me, and hopefully at some point I'll be back up to do a real life in-person gig. I'll see you then. If anybody enjoyed the songs that they heard and would like to own those songs insofar as you can visit johnblek.com/shop and everything is for sale up there. There's actually kind of a relatively local, I think anyway, colour to all of those records, because the drummer and percussionist on them is a musician called Davy Ryan, who is from just over the road here in Boherlan, and he's a great friend of mine in Cork City. So you have the local touch there on the drums. I'm going to finish on this, a song called All the Night. I used to live in the city, but I live in the countryside now, thankfully. And when I lived in the middle of town, I lived on a road called Bandon Road. It was close to the university, and it's renowned for being loud and full of pubs and students, which I was at the time. I lived across from one of the busiest and roughest pubs on the road, a pub called The Gallows. My bedroom was at the front of the building, ground floor, single glazing windows. On a Saturday night, I could hear all manner of creature emerge from the establishment across the road. I could hear them fall out the door. I could hear them fall in love, and moments later, I could hear them fall out of love. It was incredible. It was a tough time in ways, but at least I got this song out of it. Again, thank you for your company wherever you are, and I sincerely hope to see you in person at some point. This is All the Night. Well, I tried my best to lay still a while, but the streets outside, they were running wild. All the drunken boys fought for favor of the pretty girls who knew better. I went all the night without love. I went all the night without love. Another sleepless night in the city, laying wide awake, feeling shitty. If I can keep my head till the morning, keep the black dog fed till day is dawning, I went all the night without love. I went all the night without love. If I can keep my head till the morning, keep the black dog fed till day is dawning, there's a voice in me sometimes whispers, let it all be, just be still a while. I went all the night without love. 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 good night.